Ms. Humphries, will you call the roll?
President Osborne,
Present.
Vice President Holcomb,
Here.
Board Member Gresham,
Here.
Member Kazi, Member Spear.
Here.
All members are, we have a quorum.
All right. Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved. Second.
I have first and a second. Please vote. The agenda has been adopted. Is there a call to go into executive session?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All those who support to go into executive session, please say aye.
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 All those opposed? All right, we are going to recess and into executive session.
Yes, we do.
All right. Call the meeting back to order, and
Oh, to be on,
we're just going to recess. I'm just going to recess to,
we're not still in.
okay, we're going to recess this meeting until 6 o'clock. At 5:45, the board members are welcome to, Dr. Backen's outside or in here. We will have a showcase at 5:45, so please be back at 5:45. So Are you about ready to go live, or? Okay. Yes, Susie, sit down. Oh, wait, 5:45 for the showcase. So I'll call this meeting back to order. I think our next agenda item is the showcase.
Yes,
And Dr. Baca, will you introduce this item and get us started?
I'll be happy to. Mr. President, members of the governing board and executive team, we're proud that our Madison Camel Review Signature Program STEAM will be having their showcase. I'd like to call forward Mr. McKinley, our coding instructor at Madison Camel Review, to introduce the video for you. Mr. McKinley?
Please come on up.
All right, thank you very much. We are in our 4th year, if you can believe it, our 4th year as a STEAM signature program. And we came up with this lovely video to kind of showcase what our progress has been. I hope you enjoy it. Oh.
Ever since we've implemented the STEAM signature program at Camelview, I've noticed such an increase in student engagement and collaboration. Also student creativity. It's so awesome to see them get a chance to work hands-on with their peers and develop something that maybe I've never seen before. It also allows our team as teachers to come together and collaborate more, deciding what kind of STEAM projects we want our students to work on. It's pretty incredible getting to see 5- and 6-year-olds understand the engineering process and going through all of the steps to create their projects. Some of the projects that we've worked on this year include building shelters for animals within different habitats, building bridges, and just creating inventions and letting them have that opportunity to just create whatever comes to their mind, which they don't always have the opportunity to do that at home. So I really think that by implementing the STEAM signature program at Camelview, we are helping our students grow in so many different areas.
The STEAM program at Camelview had just finished its first year when I got hired. I was drawn to Camelview because of this program. I was excited to join the team and be a part of this going into year 2. The first year that I was a part of this, it was so fun for the kids and teachers. We could teach all the foundational skills they needed and set them up for success and then watch the magic happen. There is something so powerful about watching students create things right before your eyes. It's amazing to see what they can come up with, and even more amazing to see them working together.
As the K-4 Special Areas teacher at Camelview, I've seen some phenomenal growth in our STEAM program. I'm seeing more projects that are hands-on, purposeful, and relevant to the students' interests. I'm also seeing more cross-curricular collaboration between the grade level teachers and the special area teachers. Teachers are taking it takes a village mindset where we have an impact on the students' educational direction and development. When we began our STEAM program, I focused on students learning the basics of computer science, coding, and robotics. We've grown this class to include engineering practices and challenges with technology as the key component of the solution. I am in the process of adding a makerspace room for students and teachers to use through several grants from SRP, Donors Choose, and Wishes for Teachers from the Fiesta Bowl charities. It's been an amazing journey that we are taking to complete our transformation into a STEAM signature program for the Madison School District.
So we'd like to thank Ms. Hillary O'Brien, the school's principal, or teacher on assignment, assistant principal, Justine Labuda, and of course Mr. McKinley, but also all the staff and students at Madison Campbell View for doing a great job with the signature program of STEAM. So congratulations to them, and we appreciate your time in seeing this showcase.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate you coming, and this and the awards are probably the best part of our meeting, and unfortunately now we have to move on with the rest of the meeting. And then the next agenda item.
Before, Mr. President, if you may, and if I may interrupt.
Yes.
The agenda actually has the reconvening of the meeting set for 6 o'clock, and we
are
can
we
check with our
rolling?
parliamentarian, Mr. Holcomb, to ensure that we wait until 6.
Yes, because we've put a specific time when the regular meeting would start. We really shouldn't start beforehand.
So I will put us in recess until 6 o'clock, and so please relax, and we'll be back at 6.
You could always lead us in song. I mean, you were a music teacher for a long time. Yeah.
I thought you were the singer, Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Not me.
Appreciate it. No, my mom was at work tonight, and my kid was 2 dices, 2 on Saturday. Grandma's got it. But it's all good on yourself.
Yeah, because they could watch first.
Yes. Oh, that's so cool.
I'll give Kelsey's to Herman so you guys up.
So they have.
I just say that I believe my dad was training at some point, so when I was a little bit well, I do my last semester was exciting.
I like it.
Education and getting to realize that library work is my favorite part of the
Oh my god. That's the best thing. I know. I was so sad. I heard it was captions saying you like
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Good to see you. It's a lot of families. Yeah, come and visit. Okay. So I was like, what are very, very. I was in a doctoral program. No. Ray.
No matter what you do, you're good. All right.
I'm right there
One minute warning.
Also, like, her my sister went to NAU. That was my sister's coach. I just loved it. But I was like, oh, we still have like, this is all coming together.
Absolutely.
but Sierra has how to talk, so it's really ready.
Call this meeting back to order. So we'll next do the Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Spear, will you lead us in the pledge?
Yes, I will.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next, on to item 4.1, presentations and recognitions. Dr. Baca, will you introduce this item?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the governing board and executive team. As you know, one of the highlights of our governing board meetings is when we're able to recognize some wonderful staff. Tonight, Ms. Anna Andrews, the president of our Madison District Classroom Teacher Association, is here, who will recognize the merits and accomplishments of staff members from Madison Park Middle School and Madison Camelview Elementary School as shining stars, and you make the difference. So I'll turn it over to Ms. Andrews at this time. And then we'll come here to take pictures, and Ms. Andrews direct them up the microphone.
Sounds good. Thank you. All right. The You Make the Difference and Shining Star Awards are presented by the Madison District Classroom Teachers Association and Madison administration to recognize the certified and classified staff who truly demonstrate Madison's vision of inspiring passion for learning and leading in an ever-changing world. So our first You Make the Difference recipient is Kelsey Hess. Madison Park is proud to acknowledge Miss Kelsey Hess with the You Make the Difference Award. Miss Hess wears many hats at Madison Park, from being the 6th grade English language arts teacher, to being a member of the Sunshine Committee, to a leader in student council, to being on the ruler implementation team. She inspires students and teachers alike with her dedication to Park. Ms. Hess conducts her classroom with rigorous instruction and high expectations. She builds positive relationships with colleagues, parents, and students. Her genuine respect for others is a mirror of her outstanding character, dedication, and commitment for learning and teaching at the Park community. Ms. Hess has helped lead Park staff training in Ruler, including leading a Permission to Feel book study. She has co-facilitated TCT training and guided staff in the writing prompts for Permission to Feel. Her leadership at Madison Park is very valuable. Not only is Ms. Hess a leader amongst staff, she inspires students to be leaders in student council. She helped organize our winter festival and spent time helping the student council prepare for Spirit Week. She is always running around on her lunch breaks and prep periods to help students be better versions of themselves. Kelsey does so much on campus. She adds sunshine to our lives. It is an honor to have Ms. Hess as a teacher at Madison Park. She truly makes a difference.
Would you like to say a few words and acknowledge who's here with you?
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you to my principal, Ms. Rodriguez, for having Madison Park be such a warm, welcoming environment to teach in. And shout out to my parents who are here. So, anyways, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Can we take a picture with you?
Of course, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can turn that monitor around. You can watch it.
Our next You Make the Difference recipient is Lindsay Jones. Where to even begin with what makes Miss Jones a worthy recipient of this award? Miss Jones is truly one of the most dedicated teachers to this profession. Miss Jones is nearly always the first one at Camelview, prepping excellent lessons, preparing her copies, and setting up her classroom in a way that is conducive to her students' learning. This may mean creating individual fidgets for each of her children so that they are successful in class, changing lesson plans to support her individual student needs, or brainstorming ideas and best ways to support the diverse needs of her students with her colleagues. Mrs. Jones truly embarks this award each and every day and in every aspect of her job. Speaking just to Miss Jones's academic excellence within the classroom, you will often see her pulling small groups to meet the individual needs of her students, or you may see her in front of her entire class putting on a performance so that they are learning and engaging all day long. Ms. Jones goes beyond just rigorous academics. She also invests a lot of her time into making sure each of her children are known as individuals within her classroom. Ms. Jones works tirelessly to get to know each child and what they need to shine each day. This means lots of one-on-one conversations and time spent speaking with their parents and getting to know their family dynamics. Ms. Jones's workday goes beyond the typical 7:15 to 2:30. Ms. Jones has taken on tutoring our youngest cubs 3 days a week and also spends time connecting with parents. Ms. Jones is constantly working with various colleagues within the building to grow herself professionally and to ensure that her class gets the most support. It would be remiss not to mention Ms. Jones's Southern hospitality, as you will often see her greeting each kiddo with a smile, a hello, or a howdy, and often a little hug. Ms. Jones is the first one to offer her help or to say, "Is there anything I can do for you?" Ms. Jones seems to make Camel View a better place each day, and we are so fortunate to have her here. She is truly deserving of this award and recognition for all of her tireless work, day in and day out at Madison Camel View.
Oh gosh, I was not expecting to speak. I have truly no one to thank but my own staff at Camel View. They have pretty much raised me from the ground up the past 2.5 years, and it's hard to believe it's only been 2.5 years because it felt more like 20.5. But I just have truly everyone to thank, especially my first grade team back there. They truly are the ones that make me want to be better. They are the ones giving me the ideas, and that's actually one of my students right there. Hi, Mason. Just truly grateful for all the ways that my staff go to support me and push me to be a better teacher every day, and the more that I can give back to them, I can give to my students. So incredibly grateful to be a Camel View teacher and for many more years. So thank you.
Sorry. Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
All right, our first Shining Star Award recipient is Danielle Martin. All right. It is with great pleasure that we have the opportunity to honor our front office manager and Secretary 1, Danielle Martin, with the Shining Star Award this evening. Danielle has been a Camel View Cub for the last 2 years. During her time at Camel View, Danielle has made a tremendous positive impact on the culture of our campus. She prioritizes customer service with our community and does a wonderful job of supporting our staff, administration, and students as well. Danielle sets up systems in the front office to play to each team member's strength and is always available to support when needed. She has an all-hands-on-deck mentality and has incredible organization skills, which supports the overall functionality of the front office. Danielle also has a wonderful sense of humor. She brings joy to everyone she comes in contact with. We are so lucky to have Danielle at Camel View. Thank you for all you do, Danielle.
I just want to thank everyone I work with so much for this. I truly think that we have got the best team at Camel View. It is a wonderful group of people to support, and I truly enjoy coming to work every day and being able to work with you all.
Anyone here you want to acknowledge?
Oh, yes, I brought my husband and my children. They're in the back. He's got his phone out. Sure. Eva, Max, come here.
All right, our second Shining Star Award recipient is Charles Pratt. It is with great pride and sincere appreciation to have the opportunity to recognize Charles Pratt with the Shining Star Award at Madison Park School. As our library associate, Charles consistently demonstrates professionalism, self-motivation, and leadership each day throughout our campus. Mr. Pratt strives to create a collaborative learning environment that nurtures students to be critical thinkers and enthusiastic readers. He instills a passion for learning and reading. He is often running small projects such as hosting a book chat, creating library displays, highlighting specific book themes, as well as working with teachers to schedule weekly library visits to include library lessons to help make reading more impactful in the classroom. Mr. Pratt's contributions to Madison Park do not start and end with the library. He is a team player and goes above and beyond his job duties in so many ways. He serves the school by being part of the PBIS plan's check-in, check-out program for students needing additional support to meet our school's behavioral expectations. He supervises lunch recess duty for our 5th and 6th grade students. He also helps to facilitate special events, covers morning announcements, and runs our PBIS store when needed. Mr. Pratt has a great rapport with students and staff. He brightens up our campus with his humor and mustache jokes. You will always find Charles to be kind, friendly, and outgoing. He is always willing to go the extra mile to serve others. Mr. Charles Pratt is truly a shining star at Madison Park.
I actually wrote a little something for this, so strap in, okay. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to thank my wife and son and family who unfortunately couldn't make it tonight, but they are watching, so I'm very appreciative for them. The love and support is more than I could ever deserve, and I'm a very lucky man. Thank you to Mrs. Rodriguez and Mrs. Galindo. I'm so grateful for you both for this job as I pursue my library career. Your collaboration and willingness to let me try crazy ideas for student engagement is very much appreciated, so thank you for that. Thank you to the staff at Madison Park, who happens to include my friend and fellow award recipient, Ms. Hess, who absolutely deserves the honor. You all have been so kind and also willing to do crazy things with me for your students, like throwing basketballs at my face, so thank you for that. Lastly, I love the idea that I'm speaking at a board meeting and as such will be recorded, so with that I will end with this. Boop doop, splip splap, skizzle skazzle, wang tang. Thank you.
It's awesome. I think it's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all of our, and congratulations to all of our recipients. While you are welcome to remain here for the rest of the board meeting, if you'd like to leave, you can do so at this time. So that concludes our presentations and recognitions.
All right, now on item 4.2, Superintendent's Report. Dr. Baca, what do you have to report?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the Governing Board and Executive Team. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome Dr. Kim Guerin, our incoming superintendent. She and I have been working together as we transition. She has busy days trying to manage both in her current district and trying to learn about Madison and all that we do. And so we're working very closely together in making sure that we have a very smooth transition. Just a reminder, and we'll go over this with future board meetings, but on Tuesday, February 8th at 5 p.m., we will be having our first semester recognition ceremony where we'll be recognizing students and staff, and that will be at the Center for the Arts right before our 6 o'clock regular board meeting. I'd like to thank our governing board members who I know have volunteered to substitute. I know for sure Ms. Gresham has been substituting quite regularly. As COVID cases have increased, we believe this week they're starting to plateau. And we hope that that will level off even more so in the coming days, so that we can continue to ensure that our masks test to stay program and our testing that's going very well will help lighten the load, especially with our nursing and health offices. So I want to extend a special appreciation to our nurses and health associates, as well as our school administrators, principals and assistant principals, who have taken the heavy load on this. And without their positive attitude and cooperation, they work tirelessly to make sure that we can do everything possible to ensure that we can continue in-person learning. That concludes my report at this time.
All right, now on to governing board member reports. Mr. Holcomb, we'll start and work our way around.
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know the Madison is still up and going, and if you haven't gotten your tickets to rent, which is the 25th end, they are selling out. I mean, literally, the only tickets left are in the back of the theater, but there's no bad seats. And they just announced the ASU Symphony is coming back, and those tickets, and you know, it's $12 a ticket to come see the ASU Symphony. They're phenomenal performances, and I want to thank everyone within the district. You inspire me. I mean, what you have to do and how you're handling this, and the grace that you've shown, and the dedication. I can't be more thankful. Thank you so much for what you've done, and I do believe there is a light at the end of this tunnel. So keep going, and whatever we can do to help, please let us know.
Thank you, Mr. Holcomb. Ms. Gresham?
Thank you. I want to congratulate our award winners tonight, and it's always great to see them, and also for our showcase, which hopefully someday we'll get to do in person again with the students. The only other thing I want to highlight is our Thrive series coming up. We have a lot of great speakers and great topics. It's all online, so parents, anyone in the community really, please look on our website for that. The first one's this Thursday at 6:30, so I will definitely be watching. So that's it. Thank you.
Ms. Gresham, could you describe what that series is?
Oh, our Thrive series is a series of topics for parents and students, and so the first one, so Thursday is about youth mental health. So it's our social and emotional, different topics on social and emotional, and so.
And our Thrive has taken, we used to be our parent universities that we used to have, but we've revised it and renamed it to Thrive. So.
Yes, we did the parent university in person at the Madison, so now we're just doing them online, so definitely check it out. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Spear.
Thank you. I have nothing to report except that I continue to have gratitude and just deep gratitude for all of our staff and all of our families for continuing on with COVID protocols, and to our staff especially for having to give up their prep hours, for having to fill in when needed, and to our administrative staff who are stepping in when needed. And it's really all hands on deck. It's not like that in every other district, and I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for continuing to do what you do.
Ms. Kazi.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm just kind of in awe of our award winners, to have a teacher who literally has been in the workforce for 2.5 years to be recognized tonight, and not only survive, but clearly thrive in the work that she's doing. Just absolutely blows me away, as well as the other. I mean, I felt like a level of energy up there tonight that was palpable. Incredible. I also wanted to say thank you, watching social media and teachers reporting, as well as administrative staff, what's going on in schools with the impact of the Omicron variant on attendance of not just students, obviously, but also our staff. The last few weeks have been incredibly hard, and I just continue to be in awe and very thankful for the folks that work at the Madison District. You truly are special people. I want to also report that the Madison Advocates is starting to do work again as the legislative session is underway. Today I wanted to report that Senate Bill 1010, which was the bill that would have created partisan elections for school governing board elections, failed in committee. So I felt that was some good news, and that's all I have to report. Thank you.
All right. The only thing I'd like to report is just to give a real shout out to all the parent volunteers who've stepped in and helped substitute. We're going to get through this. I'm hopeful Dr. Baca's right. We're starting to plateau, and hopefully things are going to get better. And it truly means it takes a team effort, and we feel that at the board, and we know everyone's struggling, and it does not go unrecognized, and our gratitude is so great. So that's all I have. Now on item 5.1, we did have one online call to the public, and normally we don't read those, we read them in the record, but this one's, I think, congratulating our nurses, so if it's okay with the board members, I'd like to read it. And it's from Christine Goldfarb. I just wanted to do a shout out for our school nurses. They're stretched so thin right now. Besides juggling the usual ailments and medications they are dispensing, they're dealing with seasonal illness on top of managing COVID cases and the mass test to stay program and all the coordination, paperwork, and reporting those involved. They're doing the job of multiple people. I know our nurses rarely get a lunch break, as often coming in early and staying late to keep up with the work involved. Please take time to support our nurses however you can. They're hanging by a thread, many of them. And I think it goes without saying with the board members that we're so proud of our nurses, and I think we are one of the model districts for reporting, prevention. That goes all the way up to Dr. Lomerly, but all the way down to the people providing the services. And I think that's why we've been one of the best districts at managing our COVID response. So congratulations. All righty, now on to the consent agenda, item 6. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Please vote.
There we go.
All righty.
Mr. Chair, since I entered late, it will not be showing vote on this, but I will for the next vote, because he's entering me in. But I am an aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please have the record reflect Ms. Causey is an aye. And the motion passes 5-0. Item 7.1, construction services contract for Madison Park campus replacement. Dr. Baca, will you introduce this item?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the governing board and executive team. As you are aware, we are very grateful to our taxpayers and those who voted in favor of our bonds, and part of that was going to the rebuild at Madison Park. Whenever we have such a project, we always get from our construction folks their guaranteed maximum price, and so we seek your approval to approve the contract so we can enter into the government maximum pricing that they have listed there, so that we can proceed with the continuation of rebuilding Madison Park. And Ms. Garvey, our Deputy Superintendent, is here if you have any questions that she can answer.
Any questions? Ms. Causey.
I just want to recognize Ms. Garvey, because the word on the street is that you are a tough negotiator and that this price would have been a lot higher without your work, so thank you.
Any other questions? Ms. Garvey, could you just kind of give us a sense of, I know construction costs have skyrocketed, kind of maybe give us kind of your qualitative or quantitative evaluation of what's happening in the market, and then kind of give it context to how this fits in with our larger bond package of items. Are we going to have to look at reductions in other areas or down the road? But just give us a general sense.
Sure. So good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Baca, and executive team. As far as we have obviously been very closely watching the escalations, we see them every month when we would meet to go over how's the GMP coming along, what are bids looking like. And so that continues within the total GMP of $41,990,000. There is an escalation contingency because that does continue as well as an owner's contingency. We've not seen this construction escalation contingency until this project. So this is our first one. Within this project, I can tell you that it was much higher coming in originally than it is now. We are currently about, if we had to look in total, 3.6 million over our original budget. Mr. Calvin and Mr. DiMatteo from Construction and Maintenance are reviewing all of our bond projects and really going to be very aggressive in starting to go after building renewal grants to help us out with things like HVAC, weatherization, asphalt, and roofing. So I think we're feeling pretty positive about that. We are, as you do in every bond program, when money, things come in, you look at costs where maybe something wasn't quite as much, and then where you can have some areas to take from, and then also where do you need extra money. So we are continuing to track that all the time. We're watching, we've been watching those projects and looking at them very closely. I want to say that I would be remiss if I didn't thank Mr. Calvin and the entire team partnership that we've had on this with Chase and ADM Group, because it took a lot of creative problem solving and looking at the design and seeing where we could pull from design to value engineer in areas that that wouldn't affect student learning and wouldn't affect the wonderful aspects of this new building. And so it's been quite a process, but much appreciated that this team that we have really stepped forward. And I would like to also say that Chase came to our last meeting and they reduced their general conditions fees by $250,000 just to get this project to go. So we have some true partners here, and I'm very excited for this to begin.
Thank you. I think it's a testament to, at least in my years on the board, that the construction and maintenance has been one of the most flawlessly run programs. And I think contractors know that they're working with a good partner. And I think in those cases, we get the benefit of the doubt because it's as frictionless as possible. And I think they also know that we have a good team negotiating the prices. And I'll tell you that the school design looks beautiful, so I'm pretty excited to see how that all comes to fruition. So, any other questions? All righty, do I have a motion to spend $41 million? Almost 42.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote. I think Ms. Garvey was smart to keep it under 42. All right. By 4 ayes and 1 abstention, the motion has passed. Now on to item 8.1, audits and financial monitoring. First read policy. Dr. Baca, do you want to introduce this item?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the governing board and executive team. Whenever the state legislature passes new legislation, at times we have to modify our policies to reflect that new legislation. Specific to this one, as you know, we have external auditors who audit the district, and we present the findings to you as a governing board. Now, in order to be in compliance with state statute, you must accept all audits and compliance questionnaires by roll call vote. So the language in this policy reflects that when they are presented to you in a public meeting, you will take a roll call vote to acknowledge its receipt. And so it's a first read that doesn't really need any further modification, from my opinion, but as a board, if there are anything you want added or deleted as a result, now would be the time as a first read. And then we'll bring it back on February as a second read for action.
Ms. Kazi.
So Dr. Baca, am I to understand that the only change is that we have to have a roll call vote?
Yes.
Okay.
The good news is the legislature isn't trying to micromanage our processes. Okay, any other comments for the public? This policy will be voted on at our next meeting and finalized so that there's opportunity for public input if so desired. With that, I'll move on to item 9.1, future meetings. Dr. Baca?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the governing board and executive team. We're looking forward into next board meeting on February the 8th. Just a reminder, we have our fall recognition, our fall and winter recognition program at 5 p.m. at the Center for the Arts, followed by our regular board meeting at 6 o'clock. To highlight, we're going to start bringing you updates regarding our budget advisory committee that Ms. Scardy convenes. We will also down the road, not knowing exactly when that happens, but Dr. Lomeli and Ms. Marshall are working with the IBN team and the intra-base negotiations. And in some future meeting, we will bring that forward to you as well. More than likely on the 22nd in executive session when we have that to update you where we are with the budget and what it's looking like for IBN. Also on February the 8th, you'll be having a wellness update as well as information item regarding our math adoption. Dr. Winters, our Executive Director for Curriculum Instruction, will be presenting information to you about the process that was followed and what the recommendation will be. You won't take action on February 8th. That's going to be on February 22nd, so that gives a little bit more time if there needs to be any public input into what is being recommended to you. And then finally, as an action item besides the policy that you just had as a first read, we also have various construction projects for requests for qualifications that we will be bringing to you for your approval. And then on February 22nd, as I said, the main thing there would be the action item for the approval of the math adoption, as well as that meeting starting at 5 so we can have executive session to update you where we are with the budget and anything related to IBN.
So, Dr. Baca, go ahead. Anyone have any questions or suggestions? And then I have a question. So, in the past, we've always kind of, in terms of the budget process, given some of our priorities or have the discussion so that IBN doesn't get too far along without having us having some input. And I think this year is going to be somewhat critical in the sense, at least for me, in the fact that I think we need to relook at some of our staffing, support, substitute models, to really take a hard look at this teacher burnout issue. So how does that all fit in your process so that we give enough guidance that's timely, that IBN can take it back, and that we can kind of start kicking around some ideas? And then the other piece that I think we should probably at least have a report is with the expenditure limit issue that could be curtailing. It'd be nice to at least have a report on what that impact would be. Don't need recommendations as of yet on what cuts would have to be made, but maybe it'd be helpful for the public and us to know what we're facing. And maybe that 8th meeting or 22nd meeting would be timely for that.
So Dr. Osborne, members of the governing board and executive team, our plan is on February 8th as an information item. Budget advisory also includes what is being discussed in IBN. And so that's a time for us to present the information of what we're looking at in regards to the budget. That includes the impending aggregate spending limit action that needs to be taken by March 1st, as well as what we are looking at in regards to what we see and forecast for the budget. It also gives you then that opportunity during that information item to discuss it a little bit further and then to provide us any information that you would like us to explore so that we're prepared on February 22nd when we go into executive session to have some preliminary recommendations and receive from you how you would like us to proceed with IBN.
That works for me. Other questions, comments? All righty. I think we can move on to the last agenda item, adjournment. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Please vote. Maybe the legislature would make us do this by roll call vote soon. Motion passes. We are adjourned.
All the things have a roll call vote. They pick that one.